Hello, everybody, and welcome to the race here today. It's race number 3 in the 1992 NASCAR season. We are at Richmond International Raceway in Richmond, Virginia for the Pontiac Excitement 400. And your pole sitter for today's race is Awesome Bill from Dawsonville in the Junior Johnson number 11 Budweiser Ford. On the outside pole is Davey Alice in the Robert Yates Haviland 28. Starting third is Kyle Petty in the Mellow Yellow 42. Starting fourth, Sterling Marlin in that Maxwell House 22. Starting fifth, Alan Kowicki in the Hooters number 7. Starting sixth, Harry Gant in the Skull Bandit 33. Starting seventh, Michael Waltrip in the Pennzoil 30. Starting eighth is Hutch Strickland in the 12. Starting ninth is Brett Bodine in the Quaker State 26. Starting 10th is Ernie Irvin in that Kodak number 4. Starting 11th is Morgan Shepard in the Sitco 21. Starting 12th, Rusty Wallace in the Miller Genuine Draft 2. Starting 13th is Ken Schrader in the Kodiak 25. Starting 14th, Jeff Bodine in the Bud Moore Motorcraft 15. Starting 15th, Mark Martin in the Valvoline 6. Starting 16th is Mr. Excitement himself, Jimmy Spencer in the 98. Starting 17th, Rick Mast in the 1. Starting 18th is DW in the 17. Starting 19th is Terry Labonte in the 94. Starting 20th is Greg Sachs in the 41. Starting 21st is Dale Jarrett in the 18. Starting 22nd is Dick Trickle in the 8. Starting 23rd is Chad Little in the 9. Starting 24th in the 68 is Bobby Hamilton. Starting 25th is the King, Richard Petty in the 43. Starting 26th is Derek Cope in the 10. Starting 27th is Ricky Rudd in the 5. Starting 28th is Dave Marcus in the 71. Starting 29th is Dale Earnhardt in the 3. Starting 30th is Mike Wallace in the 88. Starting 31st is Wally Dallenbach Jr. in the 16. Starting 32nd, Ted Musgrave in the 55. Starting 33rd is Jimmy Smut-Means in the 52. Starting 34th is Stanley Smith in the 49. And shotgun and last today, 35 cars in the field, is Charlie Glossenbach in the 90 car. Let's go down to the track here at Richmond, a 30-turn race. And Bill Elliott will lead us to the green flag. And right away, we'll have a top group of Reflex. And it will take a 6 to beat Bill. First up is Handsome Harry in the 33. 4-5 not happening. Alan Kowicki's got 2 chances at Bill, and he's got a chip. 5-2 didn't get him on the first shot. And a 6-4, he'll need to use his chip. Goes from 5th up to the lead here early in the race. Alan Kowicki, last week's winner at The Rock, leading now. And it'll take a 6 to get him. Here comes Davey after him. And a 6-6 ain't going to happen. Go to turn number 2 here today. And we got a bottom group of TV. First up will be Wally Dallenbach. Not with a 6, he's not going nowhere. And now Dick Trickle in the 8 car. And a 1-4-1, and Mark Martin holds him off. We go to turn number 3. We got another bottom group, this time smart. How many smart drivers we got back here? Ted Musgrave says he's smart in the 55. A 2-5-6. And he gets Mr. Excitement, goes from 32nd up to 16th. Good job by Ted. Wally Dallenbach says he's smart in that Keystone beer car. A 3-6-5. And he gets Texas. Terry Labonte goes from 31st up to 19th. Earnhardt. They say he's smart. I never heard of that. We got a 5-2-6. And he gets Morgan Shepherd, goes from 29th up to 11th. How about Dave Marcus? The 71, can he get out of here? Not with a 5, he can't. Ricky Rudd in that number 5 Hendrick car. Not with a 5, he can't. How about Derek Coke? Can he get out of there? Not with a 4, he can't. And last one is Dale Jarrett in the 18 car. A 3-1-1. And Brett Bodine holds him off. We go to turn number 4. We got a middle group this time of Smart. First up is Wally Dallenbach. Just got out of the bottom group. Now he's trying to crack that top 7. 3-6-3. And he gets Michael. Goes from 19th up to 7th. Nice driving by Wally in that Ford Thunderbird. Rick Mast is smart. Not smart enough with a 5. Ted Musgrave just got up into the middle group. See what he can do. A 1-1-5. And he gets Davey. Goes from 16th up to 2nd. Nice job by Ted. Started 32nd. He's already up to 2nd in that Ford. Here comes Mark Martin. That Jack Roush. 5-1's not going to get it done. Rusty Wallace. About in that Deuce Pontiac. Not with 5-1-5. Ted Musgrave doesn't stay there long. Rusty up to 2nd in that Pontiac. Earnhardt just got up into the middle group. A 4-4-2. And Bill holds him off. Swerving Ernie Irvin here in the 4 cars, too smart. Whoever thought Ernie was double smart? A 1-5-6 takes over 6th place from Harry Gant, and now he's got a shot at the lead here. Can Ernie Irvin get the lead? It'll take a 6 to beat Allen. 1-4, nope. And last one was smart is Mr. Brett Bodine in that 26 Quaker State car. A 4-5-4. And he gets Ernie Irvin. He goes from 9th up to 6th. And that's it for turn number 4. Here we go, turn number 5. We'll have our first and second top group. This time it's Reflex again in the top group. Takes a 6 to beat Allen. First up is Wally Dallenbach. 6-5, nope. Bill Elliott. A 5-6. Bill gets the job done, gets the lead back here. Turn number 5. The last one is Rusty Wallace in that Pontiac. Takes a 6 to beat Bill. And Rusty gets her done, gets that Pontiac out front. We go to turn number 6 here at Richmond. And we got a middle group, and this time it's Reflex in the middle group. First up is DW. Can he get out of there and get in the top group? Not with a 6, he can't. Davey Allison trying to get back up front. A 4-5-5. He goes from 16th up to 6th. Good job by Davey in that Haviland Thunderbird. Here comes Mark Martin. 6-1 ain't happening. Jeffrey Bodine, 2 chances. Could get the lead here. A 3-2-6. He gets Cal Petty, goes from 14th up to 3rd. Now he's coming after Rusty. And it'll take a 4, 5, or a 6 to get Rusty. 6-1, nope. How about Ken Schrader and his friend, the Kodiak Bear? Can he get up there? Not with a 5. Yeah, he can. He's a 5. 5-3-6. He gets Sterling Marlin. Kenny goes from 13th up to 4th. Earnhardt, can he get up into the top group? 3-1-6. He gets Bill. It goes from 11th up to 2nd. Handsome Harry Gant. 4-2-5. He gets Jeff Bodine, goes from 10th up to 3rd. And last one's Hut Strickland in the 12 car. 3-4-5. And no, he does not get Allen. Allen holds him off. We go to our first pit stop of the race. And it'll be both groups 2 and 3 switch spots. Alrighty, let's grab some chips here. First up is Rusty. Takes an 8 for Rusty to get a chip. He gets a chip. Earnhardt takes an 8 also. He gets a chip. Takes a 7 for Ken Schrader. He gets a chip. Takes a 9 for Handsome Harry. He gets a chip. Takes a 10 for Alan Kowicki. He doesn't get a chip. Takes a 10 for Davey. He gets a chip. Wally Dallenbach takes a 6. He gets a chip. Hut Strickland takes a 6. He gets a chip. Ernie Irvin takes an 8. He gets a chip. Ted Musgrave takes a 6. He gets a chip. Sterling Marlin takes an 8. He gets a chip. Jeffrey Bodine takes a 7. He doesn't get a chip. Bill 8 takes a 10. He barely gets a chip. Kyle Petty takes a 9. He gets a chip. Mark Martin needs a 9. He gets a chip. Brett Bodine needs a 7. He doesn't get a chip. Rick Mass needs a 6. He doesn't get a chip. DW needs an 8. He barely gets a chip. And little brother needs a 6 on Mikey. And he doesn't get a chip. All right, can anybody beat Rusty out of the pits here? No, they can't. Rusty holds on. And that Penske Deuce. Here we go to turn number 8. And we got our first duel. It'll be the 6th car in the top group. That's Allen, but there's nowhere for him to go. So we go to turn number 9. We got a top group of skill. And the last 5 turns we'll use reflex, but right now it's skill. First up is Allen. It takes a 4, 5, or a 6 to get Rusty. 4-4, Rusty has to use his chip. Oh, Wally Dallenbach's got a shot at him here and a chip. A 3-1, Wally will have to use his chip, but he puts that number 16 out in the front here on turn number 9. Next up is Davey Allison, 2 chances here. And it only takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get Wally. 5-1, he doesn't get him on the first try. 6-1, he'll have to use his chip. Davey gets the lead for the first time today. Gets that Haviland Thunderbird out front. Next up is Handsome Harry Gant. He's got skill. Takes a 6 to get Davey. So Handsome Harry will have to use his chip. He gets the lead. A lot of passing here on turn 9. It's already our third lead change. Turn 9. We're not done yet, Ken Schrader says. He's got skill on the chip. And it takes a 6 to get Harry. 6-6, so he'll have to use his chip. Gets that Kodiak Bear up front in the 25 car. A lot of action on turn 9. So we go to turn 10 because Earnhardt doesn't have skill. We got a middle group of Reflex. Reflex in the middle group. First up is Jeff Bodine. 2 chances, could get the lead here. 2-1-5. Earnhardt has to use his chip. Here comes Jeffrey back on him. He ain't scared of Earnhardt. 3-2-6. He goes up to third. That's Jeffrey in that 15 Budmore car. DW with the chip. Going after the top group here. As the dice go everywhere. It's a 6-1-1. So he'll use his chip and get second. Knock Earnhardt back to 15th. Mark Martin with the chip. 2-2-3. And he'll have to use his chip to get Jeffrey. He goes from 14th up to 3rd. Cal Petty doesn't have Reflex. Bill does. That 11 car. 5-1-2. He'll have to use his chip and take over second from DW. Goes from 12th up to 2nd. Sterling doesn't have Reflex. Neither does Irvin or Ted, but Hutch Strickland's got Reflex and a chip. 2-2-3. So he'll have to use his chip and gets third from Mark Martin. Hut's up in the top 3. And that is it for turn number 10. Sorry, that was turn 10. I said it was turn 9. Here we go to turn number 11. And we got a duel, and it'll be the 3 car. So Cal Petty up first. And he says he's going after Mark to get a second chip. And he gets it. Man, Cal Petty flying up through there. Now let's see if Mark can avoid wrecking here. It takes an 8. And he makes it through. No wreck. We go to turn number 12. We got a top group of skill plus a problem. First up, we'll do the skill. And that'll be Alan Kowicki. Takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get Kenny. 5-3, nope. Rusty Wallace trying to get the lead back here. 3-6, he sure does. Gets that Pontiac up front. Okay. Wally Dallenbach's got skill. It only takes a 3 to get Rusty. 3, 4, 5, or 6. A 1-6. Wally Dallenbach back up in the lead. And that 16 car. Davey Allison, 2 chances. I him takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get him. 4-3, not the first time. And a 6-4, not the second time either. Here comes Awesome Bill. 3-3, he ain't getting him. And now we got the problem. And it's Dave Marcus with the problem. What kind of problems for Dave have? 45. He has a radiator problem. We are in the middle part of the race. So Dave is out with that radiator. Dave Marcus will be the first car out of the race. He'll finish 35th. 34 cars still running here at Richmond. We go to turn number 13. And we got another duel. This time it'll be the 2 cars. Nowhere for them to go in the middle group. We go to turn number 14. And another duel. It'll be the 6 cars in the middle group. So Michael want to go up there. He's going to be happy where they're at right now. Okay, we go to turn number 15. And we got a bottom group of smart. How many smart drivers is in the bottom group? If they were smart, they wouldn't be back there, right? Here's Terry Labonte, Texas Terry. He says he's smart. A 155, smart enough to get out of the bottom group. Sure is. Goes from 30th up to 16th. Handsome Harry back to 30th now. Here comes Morgan Shepherd. Not with a 5. He's not. He needed a 4. Ricky Rudd in that 5 car. A 133. And he gets Mark Martin. Goes from 27th up to 13th. Nice job by Ricky. Here comes Derek Cope. Not with a 5. He's not going nowhere. And the last driver at Smart's Dale Jordan at 18. And a 211. And he's not getting Cal Petty, that's for sure. So we go to turn number 16. Halfway through this race, cross flags are out. We got a top group of TV in the top group. So it takes 4 or 5 or 6 to get out on Wally. A 3-2, nope. Bill Elliott with a shot at him. 4-2, no. Wally holding on here. So we go to our second pit stop of the race. It'll be the middle group 4 and 3 switch. Grab some chips here. See if Kyle Petty can get his 3rd chip. Okay. He needs a 9. He gets it. Kyle Petty looking pretty back here with those chips. Ernie Irvin needs an 8. Doesn't get it. Ted Musgrave needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Sterling Marlin needs an 8. He gets it. Jeffrey Bodine needs a 7. He gets it. Earnhardt needs an 8. He doesn't get it. DW needs an 8. He gets it. Ricky Rudd needs an 8. He gets it. Texas Terry, he needs an 8. He doesn't get it. Brett Bodine needs a 7. Barely gets it. Rick Mance needs a 6. He gets it with the double deuce. And last one's Mikey in the 30 car. Can Waltrip get it? With a 6. He does. Okay, can anybody beat Wally out of the pits here? 1-1. Bill gets him out of the pits. Good job by Junior. Here on turn 17. Gets that Thunderbird, Budweiser Thunderbird back up front. We go to turn number 18. And we got a top group of trouble in the top group. Here we go. Bill needs a 10 to escape this mess. He gets it. Wally needs an 8. He doesn't get it. Wally's involved in a wreck. Hutch Strickland needs an 8. He doesn't get it. Hut's involved. Rusty Wallace needs a 10. He barely gets it. Davey Alice needs a 7. And he barely gets it. Ken Schrader needs a 5. Not with boxcars, so we will be going to the middle group. Alan Kowicki needs a 9. He gets it. Kyle Petty needs an 8, but he's got 3 chips. He doesn't need to use it. Ernie Irvin needs a 6, but has a chip. He'll need to use it. Ted Musgrave needs a 9. He'll have to use his chip. Sterling Marlin needs an 8. Doesn't need to use his chip. Jeffrey Bodine needs a 9. And doesn't need to use his. DW needs a 9. He doesn't have to use his barely. Ricky Rudd needs a 9. He's fine. He doesn't have to use his chip. Brett Bodine a 9. He'll have to use his chip. Rick Mass needs a 7. He's fine. Doesn't have to use his chip. Mikey in the 30 car needs a 7. Barely makes it through. Earnhardt needs a 10. Gets it. And last one is Terry Labonte needs 11. As long as it ain't boxcars, he makes it through. Got 3 cars involved in this wreck. We are in the middle part of the race. So it'll take a 7 for Kenny to repair that car. See if the Hendrick Kodiak team can get that car back out. Yes, they can. Next up is Hut. Hut needs a 6 to repair that car. Doesn't get it. Hut Strickland will finish 34th in the 12 car. Can't get that car fixed. And last one is Wally Dallenbach. He needs a 6th. Sorry, he needs a 7. And he doesn't get it with boxcars. Wally, after leading this race looking good, will finish 33rd. Leaves us with 32 cars still running. So we make it to turn 21, 300 miles to go here at Richmond. Bill leads us to the green flag. It'll be TV drivers in the middle group. First up is Dick Trickle. 5-4-1. He doesn't get it. Next up is Rick Mass with a chip. A 1-3-6. He goes from 13th up to 4th with a chip. Nice job by Rick Mass. Moving along in that Oldsmobile. Here comes Brett Bodine, that Quaker State Ford. A 1-6-4. He goes from 12th up to 7th. So we go to turn 22. And we got a middle group of smart. How many smart drivers is back here? First up is Dale Jarrett. Not with a 6, he's not going nowhere. Terry Labonte, he's smart. A 114. He gets Rusty, goes from 16th up to 2nd. Nice job by Texas Terry Labonte. Earnhardt Smart. A 462. And Brett Bodine holds him off. Michael Waltrip Smart with a chip. Okay, a 624. Doesn't get it done, but has a chip and gets 3rd from Davey. Davey drops back to 14th. Mikey up front now. Alico Wiki. A 315. And he gets Terry. Terry doesn't stay up at 2nd very long. Allen gets up there from 13th. Ted Musgrave with a chance to get up front. A 353. And Ernie Irvin holds him off. Here comes Ricky Rudd with the chip. 455. And this time they get Irvin. And Ricky doesn't need to use his chip. BW is not smart. Neither is Jeff Bodine, and neither is Sterling Marlin. So that'll be the end of turn 22. Here we go, turn 23. We got a top group of control. It'll take a 6 to get Bill. First up is Brett Bodine. 3-6, he gets him. Brett Bodine gets the lead here. Turn number 23. Next up is Ricky Rudd with the chip. It'll take a 5 or 6 to get Brett without using it. So you'll have to use it with that 5-2. Ricky Rudd leading here today. He needs a good race. His last 2 races at Richmond and Daytona have not been good. Here comes Kyle Petty. He's got control in 3 chips. Takes a 6 to get Ricky. And Kyle Petty will have to use one of his chips with the 5-3. But he's looking strong out front here at Richmond. And that 42 car. Got Rick Mass with the chip. 5-1. He uses it, and Kyle uses one of his to hold him off. Michael Waltrip's got control. It'll take a 5 or 6 to get Kyle Petty. 2-2, nope. And last one's Alico Wiki. 4-4, nope. Holds them off. We go to turn number 24. Got a duel. It'll be the 5 car. Brett Bodine going after Alan Kowicki. He doesn't get him. A 9 for him not to get in a wreck here. And he makes it through. Turn 25. Scheduled for 30 here today. We got a middle group of Reflex in the middle group. First up is Dick Trickle. One, 3, 6. Trickle gets Rick Mass, goes from 19th up to 4th. Nice job in that Snickers car. Dale Jarrett in that Interstate Batteries car. Can he get up there? Oh, 4-1-1 ain't happening. Rusty Wallace, he's got Reflex. Miller Genuine Draft ain't going nowhere with the 6. Here comes Earnhardt in the GM car. A 3-2-1 ain't going nowhere. Here comes Davey Allison. He needs a good race. He didn't have one at Rockingham. Not with a 6, he's not going nowhere. Texas Terry Labonte in that Sunoco car. A 225. He gets Mikey Waltrip in that 30 car and goes from 13th up to 3rd. DW with a chip. A 155. He gets Brett Bodine without using the chip. Gets that Western Auto Parts car up front in the top 6. Jeff Bodine, 2 chances and a chip. 6-3. He'll use his chip to take over 7th from Bill. Now he's got a shot at the lead here. Only takes 4, 5, or 6 to get the lead from Cal Petty. 6-6 ain't happening. And Sterling doesn't have the reflex. We go to turn number 26. We got a bottom group of reflex in the bottom group. First up is Ken Schrader. A 2-3-1. And he doesn't get Ted. Ted has a break. Stops him. Here comes Charlie Glosson back in that 90 June Donlevy Ford. A 2-4-2. And Davey holds him off. Next up is Jimmy Smut Means. And a 3. He isn't getting it done. How about Mr. Excitement in that 98? Jimmy Spencer. A 2-1-1. That ain't happening. Sterling Marlin holds him off. Handsome Harry Gant back here in 27th. Not with a 6. He's not going nowhere. Mark Martin's up next back here in 24th. 2-4-1. Davey holds him off. Derek Cope. 1-5-2. And he gets Rusty. Derek Cope from up to 23rd to 16th. The King, can he get out of this bottom group? Not with a 5, he's not. Last car is Bobby Hamilton in that 68. Can he get that Country Time Lemonade car up there? Not with a 4, he can't. Go to our final pit stop, the money stop. Turn number 27. Be a top group. And poor Ricky Rudd has a pit violation. Ain't that a shame? That man can't buy no luck this year. The first 3 races, sure. Drops Ricky back to 32nd. Okay, let's grab some chips here. Top group, see if anybody can get some chips. Got Sterling Marlin up there with 2, DW with 1, and Kyle Petty already with 1. Takes a 9 for Kyle Petty to get another one. He gets another one. He's looking strong here at Richmond. Alan Kowicki needs a 10. He gets it. Texas Terry Labonte needs an 8. He gets it. Dick Trickle needs a 7. Doesn't get it. DW needs an 8. Barely gets it. Jeffrey Bodine needs a 7. Barely gets it. And Sterling Marlin needs an 8. Doesn't get it. Here we go. 3 turns to go. Turn number 28. We got a top group of skill. We're under 5 turns, so we'll change that to reflex. Reflex in the top group. And it takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get Kyle Petty. Here comes Dick Trickle. 2-1. Dick don't get it done. Jeff Bodine has 2 chances at him. A 1-6. He gets him. Cal Petty uses his chip to stop him. Jeffrey will use it to get him. And Cal Petty will use another chip to stop him. And Jeff Bodine has another shot at him. And a 3-1 doesn't have it happen. Here's DW with 2 chips. And a 4-4. DW gets him without using a chip. Got 2 chips now. Look at DW go. First time that Western Autos parts car has led a lap this year. Here on turn 28 at Richmond. Terry Labonte has a chip. It'll take a 5 or 6 to get DW. 6-3. He uses a chip and DW holds him off with the other one. Here comes Alan Kowicki. A 3-1. He uses his chip and DW holds him off with that last chip he has. We go to turn number 29. We got another top group. This time it's Smart. Who's Smart? Cal Petty's double Smart. Takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get the lead back from DW. A 1-6. Cal Petty's determined to win this race here at Richmond. Gets the lead back here on turn 29. Mellow Yellow Pontiac's running good. Terry Labonte with a shot at him. Takes a 6 to beat him. And a 5-6. Terry needed a 4. 5 didn't do him no good. And here comes Alan Kowicki. A 3-3. He holds him off. The white flag is out here at Richmond International Speedway. And we got a middle group of reflex and a problem. First, we'll do the reflex. So any of these guys got double reflex back here? I don't see anybody with double reflex, so it looks like Cal Petty's going to hold on to win this race. First up is Dale Jarrett. A 3-2-3. And Terry holds him off. Derry Cope with a 2-3-6. He gets DW. Goes from 15th up to 4th. DW just had the lead a bit ago. Here comes Earnhardt with a 2-3-5. Derek doesn't stay there long. Earnhardt goes from 14th up to 4th. And next up is Davey Allison in an Haviland Thunderbird 28 with a 5-6-6. He gets 7th from Dick Trickle. And the last one with reflex is Bill Elliott with a 3-6-6. He gets Davey for 7th. And we had the problem. And it looks like it's going to be Jimmy Smut Means with the problem. What kind of problem did Jimmy have on this last turn? He has a cooling problem. And he will drop out of the race and finish 32nd, Jimmy will. And that is your race. Your winner in the Mellow Yellow Pontiac, Felix Savalas. 42 of Cal Petty. Good job by Cal Petty. Wins the race here today. And that Pontiac. Finishing second in that 7 car is Alan Kowicki. In that 4 Thunderbird. Finishing third, Texas Terry Labonte in that SIC code number 94 Oldsmobile. Good job by Texas Terry. Finishing fourth in that GM Goodrich Chevy is Dale Earnhardt. So we had a Pontiac, Ford, and Chevy all in the top 4 today. Manufacturers gotta like that. They was all bitching about them Fords dominating the first 2 races. Finishing 5th. Nice job by Jeff Bodine and Bud Moore's Thunderbird. Finishing 6th. Sterling Marlin in the 22. Junior Johnson's got to be happy. Both of his cars are in the top 10, 6th and 7th. Because finishing 7th is Bill Elliott in that number 11 Budweiser car. Good job by Junior. Car has been running good so far this year. Davey Allison finally gets a top 10 finish this year, finishing 8th. This is the first race the Bodine brothers didn't finish back-to-back. Brett finishing 9th in that 26 Ford of Kenny Bernstein. Ernie Irvan, his first top 10 finish. He needed that after the terrible start to this season so far by Ernie Irvan, finishing 10th. Ted Musgrave just out of the top 10, finishing 11th. Michael Waltrip in the 30 Pennzoil car. He finishes 12th. Dick Trickle in the Snickers 8 car finishes 13th. Derek Cope in the 10 car finishes 14th. DW's got to be a little disappointed finishing 15th in that 17 car after leading the race. Had all them chips, didn't last long. Greg Sachs, a nice top 16 finish by Sachs. Dale Jarrett finishes 17th in that 18 car. Rick Mass finishes 18th in the 1 car. Chad Little in the 9 car, runs like a deer, finishes 19th. Bobby Hamilton finishes 20th in the 68 car. And the King, Richard Petty, finishes 21st in the 43 car. Goes over and congratulates his son in victory lane. Not another good race for Rusty. Well, Rusty hasn't had a very good year so far, finishing 22nd in that Miller Genuine Draft. Same thing with Martin. Mark Martin finishing 23rd. Not a good race for Mark. Morgan Shepherd and the Woods brothers. 21 car finishes 24th. Michael Wallace, we didn't talk about him any today, finishes 25th in that 88 car. And not a good race for handsome Harry Gant, finishing 26th. Mr. Excitement in the 98, Jimmy Spencer, finishing 27th. Stanley Smith in the 49 finishes 28th. Finishing 29th in Junie Don Levy's Ford is Charlie Glossenbach. Finishing 30th, not a good day for Kenny Schrader and his Kodak Bear. And poor Ricky Rudd finishes 31st in that Kellogg's number 5. I want to thank Tim for stopping by here. Check out his channel. Does Stratomatic over there, baseball. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell there for reminders on your way out of the track. Hit the like button. And hit that like button on your way out. Till next time, y'all have a great time and enjoy. Take care.